right, Video Solutions, Unit 2, Roots and Radicals, Homework Packet 14 through 20. So we're dealing with finding, estimating the square root of non-perfect squares. And we have some people here, so they can say their names.
Colin. Sierra.
I don't know if they're doing something else, but they're here. All right, here we go. Number 14. So we have the square root of 68. We know that these are not perfect squares, so they're also called irrational numbers. We talked about that in class. What we need to do is find the perfect square on either side of 68. That's why we've been studying our first 20 perfect squares. So we know if we bring the square root of 68 down, that 64 comes before it and 81 comes after it. Since we're talking about the square root, then we need to talk about the square root there. So the square root of 64 is 8. The square root of 81 is 9. So the square root of 68 would come between 8 and 9. You can either write it using words or you can write it using the dash. Either one is okay. Okay, so we're going to be skipping every other one. So go to C. So we're trying to find the square root of 5. So I'm going to bring it down. So the square root of 5, what's on either side of the square root of 5? 4 and 9. So the square root of 4 and the square root of 9 will give us the integers that square root falls between. So the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 9 is 3. So the square root of 5 falls between 2 and 3. So I'll write my answers like this, but again, you can write your answer like that as well. Okay, E. So bring that down. So the square root of 105 falls between. I want you to give me the perfect square. We need to continue. So that would be 100 here and 121 there. We have to have these perfect squares because eventually we're not going to ask you to tell us if it's between 2 and 3. You're going to have to come up with a decimal place. And so there we need to use these perfect squares to help us estimate that next tenth. All right, so that's going to be the square root of 100 and the square root of 121. So it falls between 10 and 11. Easy stuff. All right, here it asks us to draw and label a number line from 0 to 10. All right, so we can do that. Okay, so I have 0, 5, 10. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're still doing the same thing with 15 as we did with 14, but we're putting it on a number line. So the square root of 56, what does that fall between? 49 and 64. You've got to remember your perfect squares. You guys are giving me roots. You're trying to jump the gun. So the square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 64 is 8. So we know it's between 7 and 8. So now I got to plot this. So actually what I would do then is I'd take this one right here and I would put it between 7 and 8. And I would then plot it with the point. Okay? All right, next one. At the square root of 97. All right? So, square root of 97 falls between what two perfect squares? 81 and 100. So, the square root of 81 and 100 will tell us it's between 9 and 10, right? So then I take the square root of 97 and I put it between 9 and 10 and plot it. And it's actually probably closer to the 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you can start doing that estimation, that's going to help you in another lesson later on. Okay, square root of 11. Okay, what two perfect squares are on either side? 9 and
4.
16. All right, so we know it's between 3 and 4, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, what is it closer to? The 9 or the 16?
16.
No, it's 5 away here and only 3 over there. So if I were to try to put this in the right place, I'd actually put it a little bit closer to the 3, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So later on, you can say that that's going to be like 3.1 or 2 or 3. It's not going to be 3.6, 7, 8, or 9, will it be? 'Cause that's on the other side of the halfway mark. Okay, 31. Square root of 31 is between what? 2.
25.
Okay, 25 and
36.
36. So the square root of 25 is,
5 and 6.
okay, 5 and 6. So then we can grab that, put it between 5 and 6. And it's actually going to be about midway, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll let somebody do the last one. Okay, go to 16. All right, this is just like all the rest. So we'll do every other one. Okay, square root of 6 between what 2 perfect squares? What 2 perfect squares? Perfect squares. 2 and 3 are
4.
roots.
4 and 16.
So it's between 4 and 16, Nestor. Okay, do you see how we're doing that? Now find the square root, Nestor. So now it's between 2 and... what happened there? It's not 16, is it?
9.
It's 9. So we are able to tell that because of this. All right? There you go. Between 2 and 3. Okay, 55 is between what 2 perfect squares? 49 and
64.
there you go. So the square root of each of these is between 7 and 8. Good. E. Okay, square root of 106 is between what 2 perfect squares?
100.
100 and
121.
121. So the square root of 100 and 121, put it between 11 and...
10.
You caught me. He caught me. 10 and 11. Very good. Okay, let's go to 9, or G. Square root of 80. So 80 is between what 2 perfect squares?
49.
No?
I mean, 64.
64 and...
81.
Very good. So the square root of 64 and 81 is 8 and 9. Now, just because, if I were to ask you to tell me, instead of between 8 and 9, and I wanted a decimal, what would you say the decimal would be?
It's
8 point what? No, here's what you're going to do next. And that 80 is closer to 64 or 81.
81.
So think of this as a teeter-totter. This teeter-totter right here is right in the middle, so that would be 8.5. Well, that 80 is very close to 81, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which means it's very close to the 9. So 8 point...
6.
No, because 8.6 is almost in the middle. How about 8.9? That's what you'll be doing next. All right, and 8 is between what 2 perfect squares?
4.
4 and
Wait,
9. So the square root of 8 is between 2 and 3. Good. Okay. Okay, square root of 48 between what 2 perfect squares?
would be
Faster. 36 and 49. So the square root of 48 is between?
6 and 7.
Good. Square root of 68 is between what 2 perfect squares?
64 and 81.
64 and 81. So the square root of 68 is between
8 and 9.
8 and 9. Easy. Okay, E, 75 is between what 2 perfect squares? 64 and 81. So the square root of 75 is between? No, 8 and 9 again. Good. All right. Okay, let's go here. Square root of 158 is between what 2 perfect squares? 144? 169. So the square root of 158 is between? This is easy. Easy. Okay, 99 is between what 2 perfect squares?
81.
Excellent. You guys, I can't even write this fast anymore. So the square root of 99 is between 9 and 10. Okay, square root of 175.
169.
169 and...
96.
that's why we memorize those perfect squares. So the square root of 175 is between?
14.
Excellent. Okay. Let's make our
Line.
number line. 0, 5, 10, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's just do this now by memory. Okay, the square root of 39 is between what two perfect squares?
25.
25 and...
36. 25. 49.
No, can't. So it's between 36 and 49.
Yeah.
Because you can't skip one. So if it's between 36 and 49, what's the square root of those?
That's 6.
6 and 7. So the square root of 39 is between 6 and 7. Just trying to get you to do this mentally. Okay, 84 is between what two perfect squares? 81 and 100. So the square root of 84 is between 9 and 10. So that would go over here. Very good. So you can just plot it right now anywhere in there. Okay, 14 is between what two perfect squares? 9 and 16. So the square root of 14 is between 3 and 4. So the square root of 14 would be somewhere in here. All right? Square root of 21 is between what two perfect squares?
16. 25.
So the square root of 21 is between
4 and 5.
4 and 5. So that's going to be right in here. And the last one, 58, is between what two perfect squares?
49 and 64.
Excellent, Aunt Nestor. So the square root of 58 is between 7 and 8. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch up.
All right. Okay. You can watch the video later to catch up. There we go. All right. Square root of 78 is between what two perfect squares? We're not going to do all these, so 64 and
81.
81. So the square root of 78 is between those square roots, which is,
9.
no,
8 and 9.
8 and 9. Okay, let's go and do 42. Square root of 42 is between
36 and 49.
36 and 49. So the square root of 42 is between,
6 and 7.
okay, you guys got this. All right, and everybody else can finish up on number 20 themselves. Good work.
Woo!